everybody, welcome back to Marvel Mondays, and this week, week 11, we are on Age of Ultron, the Avengers. Not in particular order, but you know what I mean.
There are no strings on me.
Yes. So this movie, it's not as great as the first Avengers. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree.
I think that this one definitely is. I would say it's okay in its own right. However, when we consider that it's part of the entirety of the Avengers storyline and the Marvel movies as a whole, I feel like for what it is, it should be better.
Right.
I remember a lot of people when the movie came out, they criticized a lot of the scenes in it, like how I think this is the one that slows down in the middle, isn't it?
It's
been so long since I've seen this movie.
It slows down, I believe, with Hawkeye. I could be thinking of another movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be Civil War that I think of.
I don't know. It's one of those movies.
But basically, this one is one of the movies that we get where it's kind of like a big crossover. All of our heroes that we've been getting to know all kind of group up to fight this new threat. And it's an Iron Man threat, so this is my movie.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for it.
We don't really go into details of what it is, but you guys want to tell you probably know what it is anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie is definitely the longest movie, or one of the longest movies in the whole Marvel franchise. It's when Infinity War comes out, it'll be the third longest, because you got Infinity War's the longest, then Civil War, then this one's the third longest. So this is about 2.5 hours, roughly, almost. So it's gonna be a long one, and we're gonna get through it, and hopefully it'll still be good probably, but it won't be as good as the first one. No question about that. I think the first one will definitely be way better.
I feel like I should go ahead and say, like, a side note of my personal preferences. I as much as I love these big epic crossover movies, like where we have Captain America and Iron Man and all of them, I really like those, but I much prefer the single focus stories where it's like the original Iron Man movie. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Because it can be so focused. These movies tend to not be so focused, so that if I'm hesitant to...
Well, I mean, they got to throw all the characters around. They got a lot. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it in Infinity War. They got so many... I don't know how that's going to work.
I just want to say on Infinity War, I'm very cautiously optimistic about that one.
That one's going to be... There's going to be at least, 30 characters?
If I seem like I hate these crossover episodes, or these crossover movies, that's why. It's because it's much harder to juggle these intricate characters when you have to handle so many.
But, I mean, it's Marvel. They're probably going to do it right. They've been doing it right for all these years.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that's been sucked so far was Thor Dark World.
And that wasn't a crossover.
Yeah, it was a single, its own thing, but it sucked really bad.
It was pretty bad. But they saved it, apparently, with
Thor Ragnarok. Yes, they did.
To date, I have not seen yet.
Oh, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. It's coming. It's coming very soon. All right, so I'll let you, real quick, do you remember anything about this movie?
I barely know. I think I've only seen it all the way through twice.
Yeah.
And it's been the first year it came out. When did this movie come out?
2015? Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's been since 2015 I've seen it. I remember I didn't like it that much.
It's a very long movie. It's
I like it when I first watched it, but on reflecting back.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I was like, oh, it's so good. And I remember watching it came on DVD, and I was like, it's okay. And I was like, well, I looked back to the first
usually
one,
your second or third time viewing a movie gets...
I didn't even have that. It was my first time watching it through. I was like, man, this is awesome. And then the credits rolled. I was like, it wasn't really that great.
I don't even remember the end credit scene in this one.
I don't either.
This has an end credit scene?
Yeah,
I think one
I think it's a setup for, it's not for Homecoming, is it? No.
No, I think it's like Ant-Man or something.
Yeah, it's Ant-Man.
Or Doctor Strange or something, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not looking forward to getting Doctor Strange. That movie's
Me
boring.
either.
Yeah,
I don't like Doctor Strange. That thing bores me. I watched it once.
So,
I watched it on Netflix.
So now we're going to start the movie now, so here we go. Welcome back to the actual movie review of this movie, and man, it is a long movie and there's a lot to cover.
And I also would like to say I enjoy being proved wrong. I went in with a very meh attitude, leaving with a very attitude.
It was definitely better than what we thought.
What we would remember.
Yes.
That said...
Also, before we begin, she is not here with us.
She has quit.
She left.
She quit. She'll see you in the morning.
Nah, she had to get up really early in the morning, so she just left to moon the movie. But we'll get her score on the screen at the end.
This is her score right here.
Yeah, so we'll put it on right now.
No. It'll be later.
Yeah.
That was a fake score, don't believe that. You have to put a fake score on the screen.
Yeah.
Just put a banana.
Like a -2 or something.
-2. The score is a frowny face out of 10.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So
I think we can go ahead and say that, like, while we had very meh remembrance of this film, I think we both agree it was good. But as the back of the box says, what does it say? The review.
it was like something about epic in every sense of the word. That's what it says.
There's a Rolling Stones review quote at the back. We don't agree with that per se.
No.
It's not a bad movie. It's far from a bad movie, but it is not like amazingly the best movie. That is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That's definitely
that is an
that's still the best one.
This one is not bad. This one has a lot of good humor, a lot of good character, a lot of good, I guess, motivation is revealed a lot in this one. And it's definitely setting the pieces in place for Civil War, and that's like all the other movies have been setting this one up, and this one has kind of been the payoff. And within that payoff, I would say they're trying to set up Civil War,
Right.
which is a hard thing to do in 2 hours with this many characters on the screen.
Oh yeah, it's
So-
definitely
That's the
Something-
philosophical
yeah.
thing that they're trying to accomplish. Now we're going to discuss what they did to accomplish that and how they did in accomplishing
right.
it.
So usually, if you don't know, we usually start the opening. And it opens right in the middle of a fight between the Avengers and a Hydra base somewhere in Sokovia. And basically, they're trying to get Loki's scepter from them because they stole it, which I don't remember them ever stealing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a pretty good opening. I liked it. It got right into it.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
I think-
very quick pace. The very first shot, the very beginning shot we see is of the scepter, and then we see the twins.
Yep.
We see Quicksilver and the other girl.
Scarlet Witch.
What's her name?
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. See, I'm bad at these things.
Yeah.
I don't write down names ever. I have all these.
There's a lot of names to
in-detail
keep up
notes.
with from this series, and I know pretty much all of them.
I watch a lot of things and read a lot of things. I don't have time to remember names. I just remember
Right.
the red magic lady.
For the most part. Now, if you tell me anything about Game of Thrones, no, I don't know
I
anything.
don't know anything about that.
Well-
I know there's a lot of adult content and a lot of murder and rape and other things.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that show. But besides that,
We're here for Avengers.
yes. So that was a good opening scene.
Very strong opening.
And then it goes after that. It goes straight to the point where Tony Stark realizes that he needs to create a program so that he can defend Earth. Because he thinks that they can't do it just with themselves, just the Avengers. He has to have some kind of like
He needs some kind of Skynet.
protocol. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he wants Skynet to be
Right.
Because Skynet is the true way, and we need to perfect it. Because I'm Team Iron Man, I fully support everything.
We know,
No,
how that worked.
I think that he's flawed in his approach. I don't 100% believe in everything that Iron Man does, but I do think it makes for an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
And that said, I also do like Captain America. I
Yes.
just like to play up the Iron Man thing. It's just fun.
Yeah. So yeah, go straight into that, and then that's where the main concern happens, where he creates pretty much Ultron, and Ultron realizes that, oh, I don't, like, what is this? Like, he's getting built, like, you know that scene where he's getting, like, born or whatever, and then, like, he's like, where's my body? He's like, no, you're a program. He's like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like,
I am going to back it up a bit to say when Tony Stark gets the idea from what's her name, Scarlet Witch.
which, yeah.
Yeah, when he gets the idea from Scarlet Witch to make essentially Skynet, looking back on it, he kind of already has begun doing this with the Iron Legion, which basically is all of his,
I guess
all
you're
of his
right, yeah.
suits put together.
Mhm.
He's kind of already been doing this, but this is the first time he's trying to do it on a global scale with an actual be-all, end-all AI solution.
Right.
I like how they present Ultron as scared. He's kind of fending for himself, and how he first presents himself to the Avengers. He doesn't wait to make sure he has the perfect suit and the perfect approach. He stumbles in with a broken suit, missing an arm, saying, "This is what I am. This is my goal. This is what I think of you." And he doesn't say it in the most clear way. He says, "I believe in peace, and you are not peacekeepers. You
Mhm.
keep the quiet, not the peace." And they're all very cautious to be like, how big of a threat is this robot shambling in front of us?
Right.
It could be nothing. It could be what it turned out to be. But we don't want to immediately destroy it. We want to know what it has to say.
Right, yeah.
That was a great moment in the film. I will give it.
Well, also the fact that none of them knew what they were doing. Only Tony and
Yeah.
Banner knew.
Yeah, the others just thought it was a random encounter that
Right.
made no sense.
And then after that, then they found out, like, oh, well, now we gotta figure out what is actually happening, and then
Yeah.
that leads to the next scene. Where,
And there was also a moment brought up very briefly. Again, great character interaction. But this movie is really good at character interaction. There's a moment where I just lost it. Tony is talking about like why he's making the armor for Earth, essentially. Why he's making this especially without telling them, because he's doing it so that they can retire, so that they can be safe, so the world can be safe, and so that everyone on the world can be safe, without risking their lives or anyone else's lives. And that is his perspective. The team's perspective is they just lost S.H.I.E.L.D. They don't like secrets. They view this as another S.H.I.E.L.D.-esque secret. And it's brought up, like, why are you doing exactly what S.H.I.E.L.D. did?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you guys wouldn't understand. And that's the moment where Iron Man's kind of losing it, and Tony Stark's kind of losing it. Where it's...
You start to see that distance between Iron Man and Captain
between
America.
the two, where Iron Man wants to protect the world regardless of the cost. Captain America wants to be the one to be there to make sure it's protected. Which is a pretty big disconnect.
Yeah.
So, I will let you carry on the next bit.
So yeah, basically, we're just going to kind of move forward with the plot. We're not going to go into every detail, but basically what happens after that is that they realize that Ultron is a threat to the world, so they have to go and, stop him from taking over the world. And Ultron's plan is eventually to make a bomb, or I guess like take like the city of Sokovia and turn it into a giant meteor, and then lift it off the ground and then crash it back into the ground to destroy the entire planet. And of course, it doesn't work. The Avengers come save the day, and all hope is once again restored. And whatever. And then at the very end, you have Captain America and Black Widow walking in to the new Avengers facility in New York, and they're walking in. They're like, "Oh, we have some new recruits. Let's go whip them up into shape." And you have Vision, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, and there's a fourth one. War Machine. That's it.
War Machine. That's
And they're like, and then he's like Avengers, and he doesn't say Assemble.
He says Avengers, and then
roll
and then they cut him off, and I hate them for it because I wanted to hear it.
Yeah.
And they know I did.
Yep.
They did it to hurt me.
And then they showed a statue silhouette thing rotating all around all the characters. And yeah, it's in the movie. So plot wise, I mean, I liked it. It made sense for what they were trying to do for this movie.
It made sense for what it needed to be. It was very funny in what it needed to be. It was very philosophical in what it needed to be. There were a few weaknesses, I would say, here and there.
You got no strings on me.
That was not one of them. That was actually really clever.
Yeah.
That was one of the... I remember the trailer for this film. That was one of the haunting melodies that Ultron sings.
I was actually kind of like scared. I was like, oh man, this is actually...
I was hyped by it. I was like, that is a really good start to be, especially because this is when Disney was really kicking in full force. That's kind of a Disney thing. And as soon as you hear him doing that, because it ties into the idea that he's been searching through the internet and searching through human history, and he kind of took that as a mantra to carry himself, to explain who he was. He chose the metaphor of Pinocchio, which is a really interesting metaphor to go for a villain like this, especially for him to self-associate with that. It's just I love the character writing here. It's really good. It's just me saying I like the character.
Yeah, dialogue is really good in this movie.
The scene where they were all trying to lift the Thor's hammer. I wrote a list of who is not worthy. Iron Man or Tony Stark is not worthy. War Machine or Rhodey is not worthy. The Hulk or Bruce Banner, not worthy. Hawkeye or whatever his real name is not worthy. However, Thor obviously is worthy, and Vision also worthy. However, at the end of the movie, Tony Stark brought up a good point. If you put the hammer Mjolnir in an elevator, the elevator tries to go up. Will the elevator be worthy? This is a legitimate question I have to propose to you.
Yeah.
I want to know. I think it wouldn't go up.
What do you guys think?
Worthy.
Tell us in the
What
comments.
do you think? What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think it would go up? I don't think it would go up either.
It'd probably just make the elevator go straight down.
No, it would, because wherever Mjolnir is rested, it will stay. It doesn't go further down. It just rests on whatever surface you put it on. So I think that it would just snap the cable.
Maybe. Yeah.
It might go down further, but it's not going to go up.
Yeah, could be. So
we need to get Mjolnir in an elevator ASAP to prove this.
and then the next hero will be an elevator.
I think he'll rise to the occasion.
They'll make that sentient. It'll be Elevator Man.
Age of Elevator.
Yeah. It'll be the sequel. The prequel to Infinity War.
This joke is wrong on so many levels.
God, yeah. Oh, God. Yep, there it is. There it is. I think it was
I
coming.
want to hear your elevator puns in the comments
There's
below.
probably a lot, and I'll hate all of them. I'll just like all of them personally.
I will love all of them.
Oh, God. So I guess we're going to notes now. After
I've been
doing
in
the plot.
notes.
Yeah, it's been in notes. So I guess I'll go ahead and go first with mine. Pros. I got a great opening. I like the opening. It was very strong.
Language.
Yeah, they carried out through the movie very, very prominently.
Very.
Let's see. I really like the interactions between Stark and Banner. I just love them. Like they're just.
I love
so
all of the
perfect for
interactions.
each other. Yeah.
Like, that's a tough thing with a movie like this, when you have all these kinds of interactions, and we also see it while we play Overwatch, is when you have a big cast of characters of any size, really, and you want them to all be memorable, you have to have them interact with each other.
Right,
Like, it
yeah.
can't just be Banner and, Natasha. It can't just be Natasha and Hawkeye. It can't just be Iron Man and Thor wanting to fight. It cannot be just 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. It has to be 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 1.
Right. It has to be all over the place. Like
It has to be a
everyone.
web of friends. If you've ever had friends, they have to act like that.
Right.
Which is hard to write for because it's easy to forget, like, oh, well, I left this person out. Or
I mean, obviously,
this.
every character is more stronger than others, but
Yeah,
I mean,
they have
that's just
relationships.
natural. Yeah. But I really like that interaction. That was a really good one. I've always liked him, and from the first Avengers movie when they're like on the Harold Carrier and like bantering back and forth, like, oh,
Yeah.
what makes you angry? And like he's like poking them and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, those are always great. And now he's
Yeah.
a bit more respectful of it.
Oh yeah.
I also want to say on the note of Bruce Banner / the Hulk, we had a lot of weird product placement with him.
Yeah, I did.
Where like
You
I think
did.
it happened like 3 times. Where essentially
the
it was
first one was when he was listening to music on the Beats headphones.
Yeah.
And then those other ones with the Gillette, like you said.
How much money did that actor make from all that?
I don't know. He's
Hopefully enough.
picking up the Thor hammer scene. That was a really good one. I know you didn't like this scene, but I like the farm scene.
I do like the.
You do
I
like the
the
farm scene,
scene.
okay.
However, like while the scene in a vacuum is a great scene, it shows their motivations, what they're thinking of doing moving forward. It shows again more great character interaction. There's metaphors. There's just some eye candy of watching the 2 hunks of men that are Iron Man
Oh, yeah.
and Thor. Like I'm a straight man, but oh my god, I'm only human.
Oh yes, we mentioned that before of Captain America.
Like
He's
holy
swole.
cow. There's also the moment where Tony gets to fix the tractor. That's a great scene.
Hello, dear.
Hello, dear. It's John Deere.
Yeah.
I will say, as good as that scene could be, like even if it were an amazing, perfect scene, it's terrible for the flow of the movie.
Yeah.
That is my criticism.
Yeah.
You go ahead. I will.
But yeah,
criticize it.
okay. I like that scene. I agree with you on all those points. I like that scene. Just pacing of that scene was okay. It just happens. It's like all right. Well,
the problem is like we just had this epic moment where Ultron turned them on each other. Tony just fought Bruce, or Iron Man fought the Hulk with the Hulkbuster, and it was an amazingly epic, awesome scene. They're destroying the city, and then Bruce learns on his own, oh, I'm hurting people, and he kind of calms down and shrinks back. And then we have that very somber scene of them in the jet plane thing, coming back, and they're kind of like, oh, we need to regroup, we need to recollect ourselves, we need some quiet. And that's a good cool down to the scene. However, then Hawkeye steps in and goes, I know where we can go, and it's like, wait, what? Where's this? You have a family? What?
yeah, and it kind of just.
It's completely out of left field. There was no build up to it.
I think he mentioned it in like an earlier scene, but I don't know.
All that I can recall him mentioning is is him saying, oh, I didn't want S.H.I.E.L.D. to know about it, and it was just kind of a write-off to say, yeah, you guys shouldn't have known about it before. And to me, that comes off as a little bit of lazy writing, and that's definitely big negative points.
Yeah, it's
convenient writing,
Right.
Like a definition of convenient writing, I would say.
Okay, fair enough.
So that is my problem with it. This scene is not a bad scene.
No, it's not a bad scene. I like
it's
it.
badly placed. That is my complaint.
Yeah. I liked. Okay, so. Well, I can't talk. What I like about this movie a lot, not I'm watching it the second and third time. I don't know how many times I watched it now.
I've watched it 2 times. This is my second viewing.
Yeah, I might have watched it 3 times. I don't know.
Maybe 3 for me.
Yeah. They set up future plot lines for different movies, upcoming movies. So, like, for instance...
What's that? Marvel establishes future movies.
I mean, this one has...
Since when?
This one sets up a lot, though. Like,
yeah, it does.
More than so than the other ones. Like,
It's
for
almost
instance...
like they have a source material to go off of.
Yeah, for real.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Something just for 5 seconds.
Yeah. So, for instance, the one in the credit scene, you have Thanos picking up the Infinity Gauntlet, putting it on.
3 years after seeing him in a chair, we see him pick up a glove.
Yeah.
And 3 years later, he's getting the glove and getting off his butt.
Right. Which, by the way, that's the only end credit scene, which I thought there was another one, but that's the only one.
I thought I could have sworn there was another
I thought so, too, but there wasn't.
Maybe they're setting up the twin...
no.
The twin...
Well, no, we gotta get to that just yet.
Just bleep that. Just the twin bleep.
Yeah. And then, of course, they set up a few other ones. Like, they set up the side villain in Black Panther, which I don't remember his name now.
And I'm just going to call him Andy Serkis, because that's all he is.
I don't remember his name.
He's Andy Serkis.
Which I didn't notice that. They mentioned Wakanda in this movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I guess we just weren't aware of Wakanda enough to really realize that.
I mean, even if they said that when the first time I seen it, I probably wouldn't even know what it was anyway. I didn't know anything about Black Panther.
They also mentioned... There was a great moment where Tony brings up... he brings it up to somebody. He says they'll never know what flows through Wakanda, and someone chimes in and says what flows through Wakanda, and his response is never mind. And I think it was Captain America asked that question.
It might have been, yeah.
Because that makes sense character-wise. I'm just guessing, making educated guesses. I'm not going based off what I remember.
Right.
But that makes sense because Iron Man or Tony Stark has access to vibranium. You have to wonder, where does he get that? He must kind of have some kind of source, and Captain America has been on the Earth a bit longer than him, and that kind of shocking news would be a bit interesting. Where are we getting this crazy valuable material?
Right.
What do you mean it's coming from some third world country? No, we can't. But the thing is, they never explicitly say vibranium flows through Wakanda. They just say something flows through.
Yeah, they hint at it.
They hint pretty strong at it.
Right. But again, at the time, I don't think people really know much about Black Panther. I mean, I didn't know anything about Black Panther until this movie came out.
Even then.
Yeah, even then, I don't really know much about it. But yeah, they set up that one really loud. They also set up the Ragnarok scene with Hulk flying away in a jet, which I want to say
that was set up for that.
That was set up for Thor Ragnarok. I'm not gonna say what it's for, but
ruin Thor Ragnarok.
I didn't ruin Thor Ragnarok. I'm just saying.
I still next week when we're doing Thor next week, right?
No, it's like way down the line.
Okay, when we finally get to Thor Ragnarok, that will be my first time viewing it.
Yes.
So I might break and actually just watch it later on.
It's a good movie. You should watch it.
I believe it. I just want to have a genuine
reaction. They set up that with that scene, him flying away in a jet. You'll see. I'm not gonna say what it is because you haven't seen it yet.
I will definitely say I really like the moment where Natasha tells Bruce that he's got to calm down and he's got to turn the bird around. He just turns off the video feed. He just does what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And this movie definitely encapsulates him having more control over him being the Hulk.
Right.
Which is not something he's been able to do before. Like before, if he became the Hulk, he was a monster. Now he starts to become a bit more aware during his rampages.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to become a key in fighting Thanos later on.
Oh yeah, let's hope so.
Hopefully no important characters die. We'll just introduce them and they'll die off later.
We'll get in there. It's almost here. It's really close now.
I'm going to keep doing it. He kept hinting at it the whole movie.
And then the last one is the Thor flying off at the very end. He's going to go and find all the Infinity Stones to try to find them, whatever.
Smash them with his hammer.
That's pretty much his plot line.
Yeah.
Thor. They did all that in this movie. Now I think that was really.
That was a lot of.
There's a lot of plot lines, but it definitely looking back, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's kind of cool.
They handled it very well. This is very hard to write for. I'll definitely give them that.
Right.
And they handled it very well.
Yes.
That's how they could have handled some parts better.
Yeah.
Like the pacing.
Oh boy, yeah. Last two pros, like action was awesome. It's always awesome.
Yeah.
Every single movie has awesome action.
The visual spectacle, the color, the cinematography, it's very good, very on point. Like one of the Gillette ads, most of them always appeared in the left frame. I don't know why.
You're really on this Gillette kick, aren't you?
I'm using it as an example at this point, but like it was very, very well directed. and it knew visually what it wanted to be.
Okay.
I liked how Ultron himself moved. He usually moves slowly. He waits to have build up. He waits to be dramatic. He's a very dramatic villain, and he enjoys it.
He knows it too.
He knows he's dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, cinematography, the visuals, the spectacle was there.
Yes.
The story was there to back up the spectacle, unlike some movies, Batman versus Superman. That will never stop being my punching bag.
Yeah, I can see. I know why.
It'll be like 30 years from now. I'm still going to say, "Curse you, Zack Snyder."
Yep, you ruined it. DC universe.
You ruined like comic books in a small way.
Yeah.
All right. Large way.
And of course, last positive. Hawkeye is actually good.
Oh yeah,
he's actually good. Finally,
they even had a nod to probably what communities like us. The fan community saying we didn't like him. Like I deducted points from the last Avengers movie personally, and that came out after the movie. But obviously, I think the sentiment was shared amongst most fans. We wanted to see Hawkeye, be Hawkeye.
Yeah, do stuff.
We didn't want to see heroes be mind controlled and used against each other. We want to see heroes fight the bad guys.
Well, there's actually another good nod, like where she tried to, I guess, hijack his mind, and he just was like, nope.
I tried that once, didn't like it too.
Yep, it's like, alright, yes, that's good. It's very good.
I will say, I think they picked up on the note that that was a nod, I think, to the community's reaction of, we don't want to see the heroes fight each other out of their control, but we do want to see the conflict that arises between their own personal disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
For example, to explain what I'm saying, we don't want to see Hawkeye mind controlled by Loki.
Yeah.
What we do want to see is Captain America saying, "No, Iron Man, this is how we need to protect the world," and Iron Man responding, "No, that's not how you protect the world. This is how you protect the world." And for that to be their actual genuine opinions, and for them to actually genuinely fight over that.
Right.
That's a good conflict. Not, oh, fight this person because I told you to, and then they run to battle screaming because you told me to.
Because you told me to.
Exactly that. That was a SpongeBob joke.
Yep.
That is why this movie works well. And I think that the moment of Hawkeye denying the mind control, that was a nod to say, hey, look, we're improving.
Yes. Okay.
That is what I'm elaborating to say.
Right. Yeah.
Good on you, Marvel Studios. You picked up on the hint.
Yes, they sure did. They definitely fixed that problem. And now we'll go to the negatives. So we'll go through this kind of a little bit fast.
I don't have any negatives written down, honestly.
Okay, well, I got a few. I felt like the first opening scene, I mean, while it was good and everything, I felt like after that it kind of slowed a little bit, and it was a little bit explanation heavy. Yeah, like it had to explain what they were doing, what Ultron is, what the computer programs are, what they do, how they function. And then they had the party scene. Yeah, and they had to slow it down a bit.
I kind of like
the party scene. Yeah, I mean I like it too, but it kind of it's all right. It's
the pacing is kind of
you go from this awesome action opening scene with them fighting Hydra.
Hey, let's get drunk together.
Yeah,
and let the hammer like frat bros.
Yeah, I don't know. It works, but it
works, but it's not paced well.
Right. So I feel like this movie is not as funny as the other ones.
Really?
I feel like, I don't know, I mean, it's still funny, don't get me wrong. But
I feel like it's got a lot of nice quips to it.
Right, but I just feel like most of the movie is they're taking themselves more seriously than the other ones.
Is there a problem with being more serious?
I mean, it's not a problem, but it's just out of all the other movies that came before
it's more serious.
It's more serious.
It's handling a more serious matter of the group breaking up.
Right. But I just feel like it kind of takes it a little bit...
the brooding phase.
Yeah, it takes it a little bit too seriously at times.
I disagree, but you can have your opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's too serious. It's not as funny as the other ones, but I don't know. It's just my opinion.
Okay, so on with the negatives.
Yeah.
On with your negatives.
I still don't really like this Hulk and Black Widow romance thing. I don't... I get why she likes them. There's that bar at the very beginning, she's like, well, all the guys I've dated, they're always they want to fight wars or end wars or whatever, but you're a dork, and chicks like dorks. It's
no, they don't.
What? Okay?
No, trust me. No, they don't. I'm a dork. Women don't like me. Marvel, get that through your thick skulls.
Yeah, it's okay.
Women don't like
and then this banter of him and Captain America afterwards. It's
she does have a reason to like him. The reason is not that he's a dork. The reason is that it could be that he's a genius, that he's very muscly, that he can walk away from a fight.
Mark Ruffalo. It's not that muscular.
No,
Muscular.
The Hulk is
Jesus.
muscly.
Well, yeah, but he's not.
Yeah, but he's a part of him.
Well, sure,
So
yeah.
the Hulk is muscly, and he's a part of him. He's a scientist. He knows when to walk away from the fight because he knows he'll win. That's a very adult and mature thing to do.
Right, yeah.
So those are traits that she could like. Because he's nerdy and a dork, that is not a reason.
Yeah, and then
that is bad writing.
And then they cut to the farm scene,
It's
like,
not charming.
and then she just like kind of forces herself onto him, and it's just like, no.
It's like,
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't.
the more I think about the romance, the weirder.
Yeah,
it is.
it threw me off the first time, and I still don't like it. It's super weird.
As long as they're not playing Hide the Zucchini.
Yeah, that was
a funny line from Iron Man.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't like that.
I kind of want more of that raunchy side of Tony Stark to come through. That's just funny.
Yeah,
That's sad. Children watch these movies, and it's
that
kind
is
of
true.
awkward.
But you know, they got throwing a few adult jokes here and there.
Yeah, here that was one I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
And then the last one, I think this is probably the main problem of the movie. The pacing is a little bit messy. It's kind of
I brought that up. Before.
Yeah, like I said, like it basically goes like from the opening scene. Like you
Wait.
go from the opening fight scene. What?
Was that two of your negatives with the pacing? Let's see.
Well, no, I said the first opening scene are slow, and then I said overall it's pace. So.
Yeah, but the overall being slow at the beginning, that's referring to the pace.
Well, I was getting to that.
Two of your negatives are pacing.
Oh, okay,
you need
fine.
to pace your notes better.
Okay, well, you know what?
See, it's harder
It's
than
late
it
at
looks.
night. I'm tired. I want to get through this. But yeah,
Okay.
basically the pacing is bad.
It's rubbing.
It's like I said, the opening is great. Then it goes to that bar scene and everything else, and then it goes back and forth between slow and fast paced, and then slow and fast paced, and it's like just pick something,
Pick a speed. and
anything.
stick to
Yeah,
it.
it
And
just
you, like, look, here's a chart of how a story should build up. It's a basic climax chart. That's all you need here. But basically, it starts. Hold on, let's see. So this would be the stage right, or the stage left, wherever the line would start. This is where the story starts, and as it goes up, we've got the rising action. In this case, Ultron gaining power, and then the climax, and then the fall and the resolution. Yeah,
Right.
that. Like this movie is more like, wow.
Yeah, it's like,
I want to go over here now.
yeah, it's god,
It's all over the place with pacing. It doesn't know if it wants to be fast or slow or action
Which is
packed.
probably why this movie is so long because of
Yeah, it really, if it had picked a tone, if it had picked a pace and stuck with it, it probably would have been a bit more organized. That said, what we got isn't awful. It's still enjoyable to watch.
Yes,
The entire 2.5
yeah.
hours, which is, again, I will continue to praise it. That's a strong and hard thing to do.
Right.
But it's still 2.5 hours of kind of wobbly pace.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
So-
I guess we can just go into our final verdicts. So
you had a number written down. You
Yeah, I
said
actually
yours
had a number
first.
written
I don't
down.
have one written down.
So, I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna give it a 10, obviously. 'Cause
No,
it's not a 10. It's not
I don't think
perfect.
it's a 10.
I would give it a 9, but I feel like the whole pacing is all over the place. It's janky. It doesn't really fit the tone of the movie. It's all over the place, and the whole Black Widow romance thing doesn't work. And
Really weird chemistry.
yeah, it doesn't work at all. What else did I have? And and then of course you didn't agree with me. Not as funny and not as and it's more serious.
I disagree on that note, but go on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8. I think
Really?
that yes,
Okay.
I think that it.
I think that's a fair rating for
Right.
this movie. It's still a great movie. A B in a movie is not bad.
Mhm.
The B movie is bad, but to get a B, which is an 8 out of 10, 80 out of 100, that's not a bad score.
No.
It's not a bad thing to strive for either.
But I just feel like out of all the positive things that it does and improves on from the previous Avengers films and some of the other films, it just lacks in terms of the pacing and the
character romance.
Right, yeah, character romance, and of course, I personally the funniness and the seriousness. I don't know. I mean, I like seriousness and funniness and everything, but it just kind of throws.
And also,
I don't know. It's just in here
We're
and
going to talk
it's
about.
too
We're
serious.
going to talk
and
about the
not
very
funny
serious
and-
thing at the end there. That was kind of pointless.
which is what.
The car being turned up and protecting Hawkeye.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess we kind of skipped that. So,
we did. So
it's basically one of the
fact
Avengers.
that we skipped it was very telling of how important it was.
Yeah. So basically, one of the twins dies, Quicksilver.
And the problem I have with that personally is like, oh, we had just introduced him like the end of the last movie. This movie, we get to know him and we learn about him, and he has a cause to fight for, and he's dead.
And he's dead.
And he's dead in like, kind of a stupid way, if I'm honest. Basically, what he does is Ultron has a jet and he starts gunning down Hawkeye, and Quicksilver runs in the way and throws a car up to protect him, but in the process ends up getting caught in the crossfire and gets shot by this turret that's mounted on the jet.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, Quicksilver has been proven to move faster than a speeding bullet. Yeah, he's been shot at the one point where the guy was told to cease fire and he still fires. He got grazed on the arm. That proves that if he's caught off guard, he can be shot. But he wasn't off guard. He was just doing something that he viewed more greater than himself. But if you were doing that, why not just, go super fast, raise up the car, and then get behind it?
I don't
know. There's plenty of moves he could have done to do that. They killed him off for the sake of raw drama, and I felt like that wasn't.
Yeah, and he wasn't really built up that much anyway.
I would say he was built up pretty hard, but just to kill him off.
Well, it's in terms of you don't really get to know him all that much. He wasn't really in the movie all that much.
We don't get that much out of him,
right?
In the end, and it's kind of like, oh, by the way, someone dies. Ooh, we don't care.
Yeah,
it's Quicksilver. Now his sister does have a great moment where Ultron is talking to him after he's been beaten into almost submission, and he says to his sister, "If you stay here, you'll die." And she responds with, "I just did. Do you want to know what that feels like?" And she rips out his metallic heart right in front of him, and she says, "It felt like that."
Yeah.
And that was a good moment.
Yep.
I almost want to say it was worth killing off Quicksilver, but not really.
Not really, no.
No, it came close. If they had developed him more, not overdeveloped it, but if we had gotten more out of other movies with him, if we had gotten to know him for a longer amount of time, if we had gotten this setup of seeing his family get blown
up. Is this the first death in the whole Marvel movies? I mean, I know Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 did, but that came out 2 years after this.
No, we also had Iron Man. He killed off Obadiah.
Oh yeah, he did. That's right. Okay.
So no, this is not the first death. I think this might be the first hero death we've had.
Yeah, I was saying first hero death.
First hero death, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
No, what would you count the one guy that helped Tony in the cave? Because he died. But he wasn't an Avenger.
Yeah, I mean,
he was just a very nice man.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that kind of counts, but I don't know.
But yeah, I would say. I guess it's time for me to give my rating.
I'll let you go into your rating. I'll just kind of.
I'm going to go ahead and say I was not going to give this a 10 from the start. So
I knew it was going to be a 10.
So I was thinking 9, but the more we've discussed it, you definitely changed my opinion with pointing out how bad of a problem the pacing was. The romance between the Hulk and Black Widow, and on top of that, Quicksilver's rush death for raw emotional impact didn't really hit it for me. I'm going to say 8 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
It's a solid 8. It's not a bad film.
No, it's not. It's not.
It falls apart in some aspects.
Yes.
Not everything, and it's very small and minute what it does, but it is enough to take off at least 2 points.
Which it's just kind of a shame.
It is a shame because this movie is really entertaining.
Yeah, you see the first Avengers, oh man, we're going to go do next and the next Avengers, and it's I mean, they do fix some of the problems that other one had, and do it as well, but then they just do a complete 180 and do some other things that doesn't work, and it's I don't know, that doesn't
help it. It's still there's new problems.
Yeah, I still agree that the Avengers first one, I still agree it's 10 out of 10 probably. I mean, probably maybe a 9, but I still agree it's a 10. Yeah. But this one, 8 out of 10 for both of us.
This is a solid. This is one where we can actually agree. Now wait till Civil War.
Oh boy.
Then the gloves come off.
Oh yeah. We'll disagree physically and mentally, I don't think score-wise.
I think score-wise will probably be the same.
Yeah, probably score-wise. I mean, we tend to agree pretty much on everything in this series.
The only reason that we disagree on hero choice is just, for fun.
Right.
Because, we have different ideals that we search for. But when it comes to, how we rate media, it's pretty similar.
It's pretty similar, yeah.
We've got good taste in media.
Yeah, I guess so. You can say that.
So, see you guys next week when we review
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man,
that's it. And
Ant-Man?
Technically, Ant-Man is considered the last Phase 2 movie.
Ant-Man's after this?
Yep, Ant-Man's after this.
Man,
Yep.
that's so lame.
Ant-Man, it's Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, then we got Civil War, Spider-Man, Thor, Ragnarok.
Do we really
That's
have
it.
to go from Age of Ultron to Ant-Man, which is
Yes.
not a bad movie, but it's, again, paced weirdly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what that. Like I said, you got Doctor Strange,
And then
Spider-Man,
Doctor
and Thor. Like it's-
Again, we're going like here to down through the floor.
and then back up with Black Panther.
And back up with Black Panther.
Well, technically, also Black Panther falls in between Civil War and Spider-Man. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
8 out of 10. Go
8 out of 10.
Go eat your Facebook and delete your vegetables.
Sure. That
Do
works.
that.
All right.
However that is.
See you in the next one, guys. I got a Chrome shirt.
I'll be wearing the same shirt.
Yes, he will.
Same
Probably.
time next week.
Never washes it.
No, he keeps me